day, you know, I was on a bus going past Selfridges on Oxford Street, and you look at it and you think, what a fine building, you know? I mean, an incredible feat of architecture when you think. And it must have been phenomenal to be able to go and shop in there when that first opened, because it was a groundbreaking store, wasn't it? I mean, I know there are huge stores around the world in all those major cities. I'd love to know what yours is in your part of the world that started in possibly the same era. I mean, I know over in New York, of course, you've got Macy's and Bloomingdale's. I've been in there. Gosh, you need roller skates to get around the floors, don't you? There's so many places. Of course, over here we also have Harrods. And then, you know, in the latter part, there was also a place down in West London called Whiteley's, which for a short period, Harry Selfridge also owned, you know, because he wanted to expand his empire. And it's fascinating, isn't it? Because when you look at places like that and you look at the story of somewhere like Selfridges, you kind of forget just what a pioneer that particular gentleman was. Now, I don't know about you, but I do get stunned when sometimes I look at the theatre listings and you think, that's a musical? Did you know, by the way, Bake Off, that's right, you know, the Great British Bake Off, or wherever you are in the world, there's now a musical based on that show. I'm sure it's going to be for dedicated fans. But apparently now they're casting their eye at looking in turning the brilliant TV series, which was fronted by the very superb actor Jeremy Piven, Mr. Selfridge, into a musical. And I don't know about you, but I think that's a winner. Now, what's happening is it's in the very early development stages. But, you know, when you think about it, it's at the turn of the century. You've got the start of the silent era, the famous Dolly sisters, the entrepreneurial skills of Mr. Selfridge himself. And then, of course, his inevitable decline, which when you think about it is one of the saddest in the business world. Apparently, you know, he used to go after he'd been ousted from the board and stand outside his own store just gazing up at what was. So if anything could evoke emotion, wonderful musical content, brilliant dancers, and taking us back to a time when you think it was all different, but when you think about it, nothing's different at all. It just is different times and, of course, different technologies. But I'd love to know, would you go and see Mr. Selfridge the musical? I'll put it out there and say I definitely would. I'm not quite sure about the Bake Off, but I definitely would go and see Mr. Selfridge the musical. Or do you feel that really we should be looking at even more original ideas? If you haven't seen the TV series yet, large chunks of it are on YouTube to watch for free, and I would recommend it. It's a riveting story, and as I say, Jeremy Piven does an excellent job. But I think whoever gets to grips with this as a content, as it were, really are onto something of a winner. As ever, let me know what you think to this particular developing story in the comments below.